guys, welcome to another episode of Around the Emirates with Sarah. I'm here with Sakshi.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to have you in my space.
Thank you for inviting me. So you are the face of Creative Leaf Holistic. I got it. So tell me your story. What's your background?
So, wow, what's my background? Okay, let's start. I started off my journey into, let's just call it the spiritual energy or the spiritual realm because we have an existence of what we're taught to be, of how we grow up, the things that we learn, be it school, be it the morals, the values that the family teaches us, the religious background that you grow up in. And then there is something which you feel that it's beyond everything else. It's typically how the universe works. And it could come very close to what you've been taught, but it can also be something that is just expansive. It's something that you've never discovered before. So when I was about 16 years old, I realized there's got to be more to life than what we know about. So I was growing up in India. I grew up in Mumbai, India, and when I was 16, I was going back and forth between I was studying for mass media. So I was studying to be an advertiser. I did grow up to be an advertiser. And I was just wondering, there's got to be more to life. Like, this can't be it. This can't be the only thing. And we didn't really have much opportunities. We didn't have holistic healing centers back then. We didn't have internet was just about sprouting up, so there wasn't really much to read about. There weren't many books about it, so there had to be a lot of, like, the research took a lot of effort to really understand what is going on. And there was this whole buzzword about the third eye chakra back then, right? When I say back then, I sound very old. I'm talking about 2005 ish, which can be very old.
It depends on who you ask, but not me.
So we're talking about understanding what the third eye is, and then I got a little bit into yoga, and I just, just opening up the third eye just opened up this whole expanse, this whole intuitive development, this whole knowledge of everything.
Right.
And I really started developing my own tools for manifestations, like stuff like visualization, but visualization from your own art.
Okay.
And stuff that I did back then, I developed it over the period of years. And today I have my own workshop called Creative Manifestation of Your Goals, which is combining your left logic brain and your right creative brain. Left logic, right creative. So you're combining your navigational side, your logic side, and you're combining your creative side and your imagination side, and you're developing this entire, it's not really a vision board, it's a step before your vision board, where you literally create it in order to get to where you want. So I started with manifestations, and then I came to Dubai. I started my career in Dubai, and it was in advertising, yes. And what you gonna do? Gotta feed the belly.
Gotta pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills. But in all fairness, I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the whole creative process. I enjoyed the drive. I enjoyed the whole life that comes along with it. I can't do it again, no way.
I work in comms, so this is really funny.
Yeah. But I like that you're still following your passion and comms.
Sarah, continue. Tell me more.
Sarah, let's convert this to a therapy session. What's going on with you right now?
We need to talk.
So I started learning hypnotherapy when I was in Dubai, and the more I started learning hypnotherapy, it was amazing because now I get to combine the psychological aspect with the energy work, right? So your psychology is like this application, the software that runs your behavior.
Right.
Everything that you do, it's subconsciously driven, right? And then you have your energy, which is your metaphysical body, which is literally, which can help you achieve things. But at the same time, if it's blocked, that's where you feel the strain. That's where you feel like my car is not running, right? Like, I've got the engine, which is really strong, but my fuel is low.
We can relate to that.
Yeah. So the whole and your car itself, which is your vehicle, which is your body, right? So that's your physical body. So you've got all these activities going on for the physical body. You've got yoga, you've got Pilates, you've got the gymming going on, you've got running
Right.
going on. But then you got to take care of your energy body in some way, right? That's the
100%.
fuel that's driving you. You got to take care of your psychological body. You got to take care of your mind, your subconscious, because that's what's driving you with your behavior. So, Creative Leaf Holistic, in a sense, is a combination between your psychological mindset and your energy body. And when you combine the two, you get to create the reality that you want for yourself.
Gotcha. That sounds really interesting. I feel like what's interesting to me is that you didn't necessarily start off at a young age knowing all these things. It's something that you developed from your own curiosity, which I love. So, what do you think was or has been the biggest challenge from everything you've just said to me, and how do you think you've overcome it?
I think, of course, one of the biggest challenges was not being able to fit in, especially at a young age, when you know that you're different,
Right.
right? And I'm not saying you're different in a special sense, like, oh, I was so special, I was different. No, I was different because my mindset was a little different, and I was questioning everything. I was questioning the reality that we know. I was questioning the belief systems that I was taught. I was questioning the basis of the archaic style of education and why is it this way. And when you question everything, it gets very challenging,
Of course.
especially when you're still a minor. You're still living under someone else's roof, and then they're like, hey, why are you saying all these things? Where are you?
Do what I say.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, I
Right?
feel you.
That's one of the challenges. And I know that's a challenge that a lot of people face even today, even though we're all woke and everyone's talking about energy. But there are so many clients that I have, and there are so many people that I know that they just find it so hard to fit in even today because people around us don't understand it. But the way I overcame that, it took me a long time to overcome it.
Yeah.
But the advice that I would give you or give anybody who's watching this and is facing the same story is you'll find your tribe. You'll eventually find the people that vibe with you. It's just about staying true and authentic to who you are. There's nothing wrong with you if you question everything. There's nothing wrong with you if you believe that there is something out there which is above and beyond everything that you've been taught.
Right.
You'll find people who are similar, right?
Yeah.
One of the other challenges that I found was switching from my day job, which was my 9 to 5, which was my advertising, my career, switching from that to the business that I do now, because we're so wired to this programming of you've got to finish school, you've got to get your master's, you've got to get a job, you've got to earn money, you've got to get a house, get a car. And the addiction to salary is something that is very hard to give up.
I hear you.
And that was one of my biggest challenges, is to be able to drop everything and get out of it.
So what was kind of your awakening, so to speak? So did you just one day wake up and think, you know what, I'm just gonna resign? I'm like, what was your thought process when you began this journey?
So this happened in 2019, where I was like, okay, I've been doing this for a while now. I was the director of my agency, and then I switched to another company where I was handling very high profile projects for the government, very high profile tech projects. So good stuff going on the career front, but it was just not making sense to me anymore. Alignment is so important when you're doing something which works really well for you, but your soul is not aligned with it. You're never going to feel satisfied. No matter how good the money is, no matter how good the position is, no matter how good the status is, it just doesn't feel right. And everything kind of starts falling apart, like
Right.
one by one. Like your health might start having issues, your relationships might get affected, your mental health starts getting affected.
Speaking on that, what was the reaction of people around you? I can only imagine that people were judgmental and were like, "You're leaving this job to do what?" I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, I think my biggest support was my husband,
Okay.
because he's the one that I had to support. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to quit my job, so do whatever it takes.
Your salary matters.
So his support was so important for me, because he was like, quit it. Like, do what you want to do. Like, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do.
That's lovely.
And that was such a big support, even though my brain was like, yeah, but how are we going to do this? How am I going to afford massages every week now?
Sorry.
So the branded clothes, it's not going to happen anymore. So yeah, all of that happens because you're so used to that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right. And switching from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, that was a big move because the vibe of the cities is so different. Such a different vibe. And I must say that I love both cities equally. I do. I'm one of those rare people. Like you know, the life is.
Are you Dubaian or are you Abu Dhabian? And you live here.
Okay. I would say I'm an Abu Dhabian yet. I cannot go back to the base of Dubai.
Okay.
However, I wouldn't swap my life, my 10 years in Dubai for $1 million in the world.
I will take that. I will take
It
that.
was one of the best years of my life.
Okay, fair. So we've talked about kind of like the serious stuff, like the challenges that you've been through. We talked about kind of the advice you have for listeners. What is a kind of funny or crazy thing that has happened to you in this process that you want to share?
Funny or crazy thing that has happened to me. There are so many funny, crazy things. It's hard.
The floor
to
is
choose.
yours, my friend.
It's hard to choose. Give me a subcategory.
Okay,
funny and crazy.
Something funny that a client might have said, or something funny that you found out about yourself in this process.
Something unique that I found out, and this is my first experience ever in Abu Dhabi. I was collaborating with someone. I was collaborating with an individual, and I was working with their clients. And what I realized is that as healers or therapists or light workers or whatever you call us, we really don't do anything. The only time that you're going to make a difference is if the client is ready for it. Right?
Okay.
So I could work with Sara right now with crystal healing and with hypnosis techniques. I could work with everything, but nothing's going to work if Sara herself is not ready for it.
Yes.
Right? Resistance to heal can be very strong. Resistance to change, resistance to transform can be very strong. And that is something that I had to learn the hard way.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it wasn't funny. So I didn't really answer your question. It wasn't a funny story. No, so the resistance to heal was so strong, and the client is like, no, nothing's changing. No, everything is falling down, and this and that, and I was like, okay, it's supposed to. That's pretty much what transformation feels like, but. You know what? You're not ready for it. You're not ready for it, and that's okay.
So what happens when someone's not ready for it? What if they're like, no, I want to keep trying? You just say to them like, no, shut up, like fuck off. It's not going to work for you.
So first, are we allowed to use the F word?
You're allowed to
changes my entire perspective of the interview.
You may use the F word.
I've been holding back my tongue all this while.
You can use the F word. It's okay.
Okay. So typically, the client's not going to come back to you if they're resistant. Right. So it's very rare that they have high sense of resistance, but still they're like, I'm going to keep coming back to you because I'm going to fight this resistance.
Okay.
In that case, I would definitely help any of the client because, yeah, they're fighting their resistance. They're fighting against a subconscious belief system that is so much stronger than them that they're fighting that and still coming back for sessions. They're fighting back and still coming back saying, I'm going to still work on my energy. And that is admirable. No, really, that is.
You're serious or not?
I am.
Admirable. Try harder next time.
No, it is. Oh my word.
Sorry, continue.
I hope we're gonna edit that part out.
Oh, we're keeping all of this in, my friend.
No, I'll tell you why it's admirable. Because your subconscious mind is 6,000 times stronger than your conscious mind. Right?
Okay.
So if you've got a subconscious belief system that says this is not working for me and I can't transform and I'm meant to be this person. So we've been fed a lot of lies in our lives, right? You're not good enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're ugly, you'll never fit in, you're la 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 la, all these things. And you believe that growing up. And then it's very difficult to fight that off, saying like, no, I don't care if I was told I'm not good enough. How can I not be good enough?
Right.
I will be good enough, but then a part of you, it's an internal conflict, right? It's almost like the demon within you that is fighting with you.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
So it's very challenging to overcome that. But if someone shows that amount of resilience and says, no, I'm going to still show up no matter what, and then that's amazing. Really, it is amazing in my eyes.
I take back my mockery.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I truly learned a lot, and as you guys can see, her house is full of crystals. It's awesome. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop a message in the comments below. Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you. This
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure.
Do namaste? Do we do that or no?
So namaste basically means the divinity within me bows to the divinity within you.
Oh,
So I acknowledge the divinity within you.
I
Thank you
know.
for being here.
Thank you guys. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.